Hello and welcome to the Scrum Chatroom with Dr. Francis Mbunya. I'm happy I am back again, and we are starting with our series on the open house. And in this call today, which is live, I just want to come back to create that opportunity for us to see what is going on in the Scrum market, in the Agile market, and also to answer some questions from you. What is going on in the Scrum market? What's your experience? What questions do you have? And the next 30 minutes, we are going to be looking into the Scrum job market, and we are going to be looking into the Agile market. What are the expectations that you should have in the next couple of days or in the next couple of months? What should you do to get ready for the high boom or for the high market that is coming up very soon? So it's time for us to get ready, and opportunity only meet those who are ready. So one of the reasons why I'm coming live today is to be able to give somebody hope that your preparation is not going in vain. So let's look at the Scrum market right now, and let's talk about you. What have you been doing, and why is it that you're sending out those applications and you're not having any feedback? And the other question I want you to ask yourself is that what if you had an interview today? Would you be super, super, super ready? And we're also going to do that evaluation somewhere in the middle of our conversation, where I always like to ask you about five major questions to see if you are ready or not. So let's start with why it is very important for us to focus on the Scrum job market now. Look, within the next month and within the next 3 months, there's going to be high demand of Scrum Masters. Right. So, what do you need to do to get ready when the opportunities show up? First, you need to be able to check to see if you have the right skills and the right certification to be able to mount up in the market. Most especially, I'm going to talk to my fellow Scrum Master who are already working. I know you're comfortable. I know you have a job. I know it's going well. But the competition is going to get so high that if you're not leveling up with your skill, you might get kicked out in the market. The competition is going to get very high that if you're not climbing the ladder of continuous learning, you might be kicked off in the market. So it's a period for everyone to jump back and start learning new skills. If you're already a guru and a master in Scrum, start learning some technical skills, start giving yourself the possibility to divert. What are some of these keys that you need to learn? The first key that every Scrum Master should be able to learn is to master effective communication and collaboration. One of the questions you will never go to a Scrum Master interview and not come across is that how do you enable communication and collaboration in your team? Because the key role of a Scrum Master, if you can master the act of communication and collaboration, then you are good to go. Now, when we talk about the act of communication and collaboration, one of the easiest way to understand it is to look at the top man model. When we talk about the top man model, we are looking at the different phases of team performance. Because if you don't understand the state at which your team is in the ladder of the top man model, if they're in the forming phase, if they're in the storming phase, then the norming or performing phase, you might not understand how to engage with your team. So this is very important. Now, secondly, the second thing you need to master is to be able to find out, do the certification I currently have, are they enough? Do I need to go in for more certification? Right. Now, we want to talk about the basic certification. There are three basic certifications. There's a PSM, there is a CSM, and then there is a SSM. So the Safe Scrum Master, certified Scrum Master with Scrum Alliance, and then there is a uh, PSM with Scrum.org. What should you go for? Now, I'll always say that everyone should have a Safe Scrum Master certification. Not because I'm biased, but it's very simple. If you have a safe Scrum Master certification, you are 100% engaged. Why? Because many companies are looking for those who have safe experience. So if you have CSM or PSM, you're already eliminating yourself from applying for jobs that are purely looking for people with SSM, which is a Safe Scrum Master. If you already have both of those, if you want to increase your competitive advantage in the market, then I will encourage you to go in for the ROTE certification. Now, the ROTE certification gives you a very big leverage in the market. Trust me, it's a very powerful certification. For instance, if somebody is looking for a senior Scrum Master in a safe environment and they realize that you have an ROTE, a release trained engineer certification, they are going to come for you. They will definitely come for you big time. So you want to make sure that you are going in for those certification in order to increase your chances in the market. Now, the test certification I encourage everyone to go in for. You want the two actually on my list when I get to the test certification I want to get in for. I'll look at the POPM or I'll look at a Kanban certification. Right. You can go for the Kanban practitioner certification. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Now, for those of my some of my friends, if you're looking forward to get more into the business of Scrum, the business of Scrum, it's actually coaching as a coach. Right. It's not enough for you to just start working as a Scrum Master and then you label yourself and start coaching others. Now, coaching people is not the fact that you know what to say or you know what to do. It's a whole different act. Coaching is actually your ability to understand people and how to engage with them. It's a very important aspect to know when you're coaching people. And also for those who are also out there looking forward to coach or you're looking for a coach. Coaching is not just about, oh, I'm an expert in this, I've been here for 16 years. Coaching engage more in your ability to understand people and understand how to help people get results. Right. For those who are looking forward to empower their coaching skills, you need more than working as a Scrum Master. You need to be able to engage the different sphere in coaching. Looking at when it comes to coaching, what are we talking about? We're talking about active listening. We're talking about facilitation. We're talking about coaching. What is actually coaching? What are the different levels of active listening? How do you engage active listening to push someone to get into work? Very important. These are the basic skills. We're talking about preparing for the boom that is going to come in the market very soon. We are talking about that. There is every clear indication that the job market is going to shift very fast. The question is, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Now, the third thing you want to pay attention to, you want to pay attention to the value of hands-on experience and real-world scenario. I know you're going to ask me a question here, but I don't have where I can have those hands-on experience and real-world value. Most of the community, which are actually helping students to get jobs, they can provide you that experience. No, they not communities that are helping people to do question and answer. Communities, for instance, I have a community that gives you the opportunity to interact with those who are already on the job and gives you the opportunity to practice. Right. Now it's gonna help you to be able to do what? To understand what happened in practice is very important. You need to have that real experience. You cannot study on your own and expect to be really good in Scrum. Trust me. It comes with the ability to engage with people who are already in the field, people who are actually doing it, and people who master what is actually going on in the field. Right, it's very important for you to engage in that. Now, we still have about 20 minutes to go. If you're watching me, I want you to drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. And also, if you have questions, feel free to drop your questions in the comment box. I'm going to take time to answer every question that is being posed during this short live program, right? So if you have a question, please drop it and make sure that I answer every question before I leave. Right. So the tech that I'm talking about is the need for hands-on experience. You realize that if you're doing something and you stop for a while, whenever you bounce back, you struggle. It's very important. Do everything possible. Now, many people look at getting into a community of practice, or many people look at actually investing in hand-on experience as being expensive. No. Now, when you get to a point where you understand that there is no amount of money that is too big to invest in your personal value, you become automatically successful. Trust me, you become automatically successful. The biggest thing you can do for yourself is to always invest in learning something new. I was talking with someone today, and they've been working as a Scrum Master for close to 3 years, but they still feel like, you know what, I think I'm not going faster as I should go. Right now, this is completely a different from people who are engaged in a community of practice. Now, I have most of my top coaches that work in my community. They've been working with me for about 3 years or so. If they actually are facilitating a situation, facilitating, let's say, an event, you can see the in depth of knowledge. But this is because they have been consistent for the past 3 years. So I always kind of say, when the goal why you need help is because you need to get a job, you are missing a whole lot in the value of success. If you can find a place where it's possible for you not just to learn, but to continuously learn even when you get the result, that is something you cannot buy with money. And also, when you're looking forward to gain new skills, the major aspect you should look for is continuity. Right? Many of you have been following me for 1 year, 2 years, and above, right? This is just to give you an idea that the major goal for us doing this is not because we want people to come in and learn, it's because we want to give people the platform and the opportunity to continuously learn what is very important. All right, for those who you've been procrastinating, oh, I want to get these and I don't have money. The major issue has never been money for people who want to learn. The major issue has always been priority, because whatsoever we want to get, we always get it. The major issue has always been priority. So make sure that you're doing that. Now, the fourth thing that you want to do to get ready for the big market that is coming up. Now, the big market that is coming up, those who are in, you probably might also be shaking. I was just talking to um, a couple of interviewer lately, and they told me, look, we are revamping our whole entire team. We are kicking out our Scrum Masters, but then we are also bringing in people with fee that they know, right? The people that have been working with them, the reason they are taking them out is not because they don't need them, because they think they're too comfortable. They're not pushing themselves to learn. And he made a point. It's like, oh, but there are few people, and we have seen them really, really great progress. For those one, we're going to keep them, but the whole lot of them, they're just comfortable learning almost nothing. So we're taking them out. We're bringing in a new set of energy. You want to learn to be at the point where you are that only person who will not be kicked out when situations are coming up. And you have to be indifferent in the process of learning. Many people learn only when they feel like, oh, there's an opportunity come up. Let me try to do this. Let me try to do this. Now, your learning has to be continuous to the point that even if there is no immediate opportunity coming up, you're still learning. Why? Because when you learn and you get yourself into a certain level, you automatically build the energy that attract opportunity. Trust me. You build the opportunity that attract opportunity. Sometimes, unless you put yourself to go beyond what you normally do, you would hardly kind of get to a particular level. So sometimes when results are not coming, do something that you normally don't do. Get Put yourself to do something higher. For many of you, you might need to go do higher certification just to boost more energy. For many of you who have never been part of a community, you might need to sign up in a community despite the fact that it might be expensive for you. That builds in a different thinking, a different mindset, a different environment that create the result that you need. What I also want us to talk about today is talking about the value of networking. Networking is very important. The reason you would want to belong to a community of practice is because when you get in there, you meet people who can lift you up. The one of the biggest aspect I cherish about the Radar Agility community, which is our community, is the fact that if you need any information at any point, there is someone willing to share that with you. If you want information about someone who is working with a state company, someone who is working in a banking environment, someone working in a health environment, someone working in what type of environment, you can have them. Why? Because the community is built in such a way that people don't just grow and go out, people grow and stay within. So there is that continuous transfer of knowledge. And there is something powerful when you integrate with people who have the result. It's completely different environment. The reason you see so many people invest a lot in attending conferences and they even pay registration fee is not because they cannot sit in their home and listen or they cannot watch online. It's completely a different environment when you belong to a community. Now, lastly, what I want to talk about also, it's about online presence. Online presence. For many people, the reason why you've been approached for a job and you got to a certain level and no one was interested in you is because they did not see you online. They could not find you online. Now, when we're looking for leaders, we are looking for leaders who know exactly what they're doing. If, for instance, let's say I'm interviewing you for a senior Scrum Master position, I'm interviewing you for an Agile Coach position, and I really like you. I like the way you interact. And then I go on LinkedIn and I look at your profile. There's definitely nothing to write home about. It's gonna give me some question mark if you really, really want to invest in yourself, right? No, today our online presence. We're not talking about TikTok. We're not talking about posting on the TikTok, on the Facebook, on Instagram, and personal picture. No, we're talking about focusing on building that professional experience and standing out in such a way that when someone look at you, just your profile is like, oh, you know what? I think I'm sure about the person I'm talking to. So this is very, very important. Try as much as possible. Spend at least 15 to 30 minutes engaging on LinkedIn. Post at least 2 to 3 content about what you're learning in Scrum. That is what pulls you up. That's what builds your evidence, especially. So I'm gonna give everybody a last tip. All right, before I leave here, and then I open up a room for questions. Please, you can already start putting your questions, and then I'll take time to answer them. Now, the last tip I want to give today for people who want to really take advantage of engaging the market is that you want to see yourself in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. Now, if you see yourself just because you want a good job, a good paying job, you want to work from home, that is a bit, it's okay, but it doesn't have that motivation to move you to do more. When you see yourself like in next 5 years, I want to become the senior IT director for this company and other stuff, it gives you the ability to be able to effectively plan on how to grow your career. For many of you, especially many of us that are in the market, or we're already working as a Scrum Master, like you should think about going back and doing your master's program. Right. Going back and even actually doing a rare degree program in the IT space. Don't just think about the present. The market is fast growing. If you could ask about 10 years back or 10 years back, if something will even come up as Scrum, or the Scrum market is going to open up to an average person like this, it's like, okay, no, that wasn't really possible, right? But then it's the same way senior management position can still open up for you. But would you be ready? There are people who truly want to do Scrum today, but they don't have what it takes. Why? Because they don't even have the basic background to be able to accommodate the learning. Despite the fact that it's 16 hours training and then a couple of practice here and there to master the stuff, they don't have what it takes. So the opportunity is there, but they have not been prepared. So, what's my message for you today? My message for you today is that many people feel like Scrum is dead and gone. No, it's not going anywhere. Trust me, it's not going anywhere. There are increasingly many company expanding in Scrum, many company adopting Scrum. You want to ensure that you're part of this agenda. The only way you can ensure is to continuously grow. Grow in it to a way that you become indispensable. It's a value that you build. Right. So there's a question that is coming in from Ishi. What are those extras a Scrum Master can add to get a higher level? All right. So, what can you add to get a higher level? For a higher level, many people focus on certifications, right? Certifications are important, but certification won't give you a job. I know people who have gone as high to do SPC, but they don't have a job. Now, SPC, it's more like your trainer, right? Like a train on Scrum. For me to train on Scrum and certify other Scrum Master, I need SPC, Safe Practice Consultant. But I know people who have gone ahead to do SPC, but even a Scrum job they don't have. So when it comes to you getting higher level in Scrum, one of the things you should prioritize is practice. Practice, practice, practice. Be part of a community of practice. Be in a position where you can serve people. Be in a position where you can respond to people. Be in a position where you can serve. You can offer your knowledge. When you offer that, now when you now do a certification, you practice that certification. So we do certification, but we don't practice the certification. So all what we know is theoretical knowledge. When it comes to interviewing, it has nothing to do with theoretical knowledge. It has more to do with practice. They are not going to ask you in the interview, please, can you define what conflict is all about? No, nobody's going to ask you to define conflict. They're going to ask you, give me a scenario where you have encountered a conflict. So look at the application and the practicality part of it. So this is very, very important. So what you can do extra first, make sure that you are engagingly practicing out of your environment. In your environment, you will be aligned to just your job duty. But when you come to a community, for instance, yesterday in our community we had a mastermind, and there was a powerful teaching on the on using matrices to be able to forecast what to expect in future as Scrum Master. Right. And one of our top coaches was sharing real life experience, how they've been able to use matrices and how they've been able to use lead time, how they've been able to use the velocity chart to be able to forecast in future and to be able to make powerful decisions. Right. You might be working in a company where you don't really leverage cycle time and velocity chart for uh, really forecasting into bigger management or leadership decision. But when you kind of come across these and someone is sharing that, You have just learned what, even if you had to do a master's degree in that, you will not learn. Real experience is what you will never get in, even if uh, 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 what you will not get just by learning, just by studying, is what you get by meeting opportunities, and opportunities are embedded in people. All right, and with this says that I'm currently obtaining my lead Agile 6.0 certification. I would like to transition into an Agile coach next, and recommendation. Any recommendation? I'm currently a senior software developer. All right, so if you want to transition into an Agile coach, um, yeah, I know many people take Safe Agilist. That's not the right certification if you want to transition. Now, the Safe Agilist certification is purely for, it encourage. I mean, not say purely. It's more encouraged for managers, managers who want to understand the whole entire implementation process of SAFe. Right. If you want to transition into an agile coach, the line of certification you should go through is starting from a Scrum Master certification. Now, I'll go with a safe Scrum Master certification. That way already gives you a competitive advantage in the whole process. Now, when you do the safe Scrum Master certification, if you want to go through the Scale Agile route, do the safe Scrum Master certification, do the ROTE, and do the SPC. Right. But then if you want to go through uh the normal Scrum route, you can do the CSM, and then you can do the AC Agile coaching. But those certification alone will not really give you that, the knowledge required to transition into an agile coach. Transitioning into agile coach is purely practice. It's less certification, purely practice. All right. So, Derek said, what advice can you give a team working both in Scrum and Kanban? They are not really sure if Scrum is working for the team. All right. Yeah, you definitely will come across teams like that. The indecisive about, do we need Scrum or do we need Kanban? Do we need Scrum or do we need Kanban? It's your role as the team lead or as the Scrum Master to help them become more decisive, right? Now, when it comes to what method should we use? Should we use Scrum or should we use Kanban? There's basics basic thing you can look at, but it goes beyond the basic. The reason I say basic, because it's going to go beyond the basic. What do you look for to ensure to advise your team if they should go Scrum or Kanban? If I have a team, the first thing that will help me advise my team if they should be doing Scrum or Kanban, I'm going to look at the team size. If a team size is, let's say, 20, that is already telling me that's too much update. And then if we're having, let's say, spring planning, we're having 20 people on board, and also having a daily stand up with 20 people on board, those are already kind of introducing naturally anti-pattern. So I will go with Kanban. Kanban allow you to customize the system based on the way you want it. Now, secondly, with Scrum, we're working more on predictability. We want to be able to predict work that we can cover with a shorter cycle of time, let's say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then come back with feedback. But if I'm able to predict and to be able to carve out work that I can do and not really see so much changes happen, then Scrum is really not my to go process. If I have requirements actually changing, or if I'm working on business as usual ticket, where every day new requirements are coming up and need to be handled as soon as possible, those are indicators that say Scrum is not really a good way for you to go. Right. So there's some certain evaluation that you would actually do to know if you should advise your team to stay on Scrum or advise your team to stay on Kanban. Those are very important. You need to do this very evaluation. That was a powerful question right there, Mr. Derek. Okay. So, any other question? Why I'm taking my last question so far? Um, this. we're going close to the end of the year. What the gift you want to give yourself is to be part of a community and improve your knowledge. If you're still interviewing, especially for those who are still interviewing, if you want to get a job before the end of the year, be part of the community. How do you become part of the community? Definitely, I know that's a question you should be able to, you probably are asking. It's very simple. So you send me a text. I'm interested in joining your community of practice. I'll tell you the procedure. What do you need to join? Or I will create some time, take you on a one-on-one coaching, understand exactly where you are and where I can step in to help you. So if you look at the screen, send me a text. Oh, I listened to your video today. I'm interested in being part of your uh, agile community of practice. What does it take to be there? I'll take time and explain to you what it actually takes to be there. All right. Any other question? I can take one or two more questions before I wrap up. And I'll definitely be doing more frequent live. There are a couple of stuff which I want to share with you, especially in the market where we are seeing a lot of shift and a lot of changes. But I'm going to mention a couple of them for those who are watching. Now, if you're watching, one of the things you want to pay very close attention to right now is that those who are interviewing, they're no longer interested in just you sharing knowledge about I'm supporting two team. I have my team facilitate event. I have my team. They are actually looking for. They are actually looking for people who master their application. And I was sharing with my team the other day. I said, if you're interviewing, let's say for Bank of America, and you have information that, oh, we are looking for someone who is going to come in and work in our fulfillment center, or work in the credit center, or work in the loan processing center, or work in the mortgage center. You need to tell me about yourself to make sure that you are touching some of those key applications on what they are looking for. Right, the same thing. So you need to tell me about yourself. I'm working on a template that is going to give you A plus B plus C equals to this. I know I did some tell me about yourself on my YouTube page, but the market has shifted. So we also need to shift as well. And now, also, one of the things that's very important is that for people who are looking forward to hire you, they make their decision in less than the first 5 minutes of talking to you. So being able to be very precise and concise in the way you respond to questions, that is going to be your biggest thing. How to say it, how to say it, how to say it, how to say it. So, although you say I don't have a clubhouse, yes, I don't have a clubhouse. Uh, I don't know if I have my schedule permit me to do that. I might work on that, but for now, no, I don't have a clubhouse. I used to listen to a couple of clubhouse, but it's been quite a while. I've not been to that application. How can you maintain good relationship with external supplier who seems not to deliver on time? That's a tedious one. Barry. What you do is I give them every deadline. So if I need something, let's say by 15th of November, I'm going to tell them I need them by the 5th of November. So in that case, when they have not delivered on the 5th of November, they will already know that they are late. But on my own end, I still have some windows to accommodate that. So the way you deal with external supplier is making sure that you give them early deadline. Don't work with them. Don't let your the deadline for you working with external vendor align with the deadline you need to deliver inwardly. So anything you need, always give them like one spring ahead. So if a gap of 2 weeks, you make sure they deliver before the time you want to deliver, so that even if they are delaying, they already know that they are on your red list. So that's when they put in the energy to deliver. All right. So it was great talking to you, and it's been a while. I came online. I just wanted to come back to tell you, hey, Scrum is still alive. Scrum is not going anywhere. If you have been sleeping, this is time to wake up. If you were thinking, oh, the market, no, no, no. This is the time to get fully. This is the time to start investing in yourself. This is the time to start learning because that job is very, very close to you. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure that you like, make sure that you share, and make sure that you follow me. Tomorrow by midday, I am going to be dropping a video. I'm also going back fully into video content. Someone called me today and like, oh, your videos have been very helpful, but lately I've not been seeing videos coming from you. I like, yes, yes, it's been quite a busy lately, but then I did promise them that I'm gonna start putting out content lately, especially with a new shift in the market. There's some new concept that we need to introduce. There's some new ways we need to kind of help you to know how to target the market and how to position yourself in the market. I'll focus on doing that in the next couple of days. So if you're not part of my YouTube channel, make sure you go to YouTube and look for the Scrum Chat Room, the Scrum Chat Room in the YouTube, or if you probably just type my name, um, Francis Mbunya, I'm going to pull up, right? You probably will see two of my channels. The one that says Safe Chat Room, join that one. Okay, team, have a good Thursday and hope that you're preparing for a great weekend. Thank you very much for joining today.